Hello, good evening, and welcome back to Late Night Chats Creations Ramen. This time the ramen is in a box because that's how you eat ramen. I don't know. So, today's task at hand, I have to make 10 cardboard cars. So the main car is going to be a limousine, and I already have that. But I need to add something more to the scene to fill it up a little bit. So it's not just a limousine. So I decided to make just simple, plain cardboard cars. They can be different colors, but they will all have around the same shape so that the limousine really stands out, because that's the main focus. These are, again, just like the other projects, they are decorations. They're things that add something to the scene that I can make whilst talking to you all out there. So this is what we're going to be doing. I've already cut out some forms so I can show you. So it looks like this. So some are better than others, but it would fold up this way like this, and then this will be like so. And then I have all of these that will serve as the wheels that we probably won't see in the scene anyway. But that's what I have. And of course after that I will paint certain things. So the windows, I'll make it all look a bit more like a car, because right now it looks a bit weird. I am very hungry at the moment, so I'm going to eat. You guys can eat your ramens too if you have ramen. And then the subject today that I want to talk about, well, it came from recent events of living alone and recent things that happened that made me want to talk a bit about fear in general. So this channel is very much, it's a bit messy, I always say. It's a bit of everything, so my stop motion, these sort of videos, everything together, but it's all part of my creative process and all revolves around my own creations. General. I mean, there's so many subjects that you can talk about. Fear is so broad. It's very broad. So it could be anything. It could be the fear of living alone, the fear of failure, the fear of all those fun topics. But hopefully, it doesn't turn too dark. It shouldn't. We're going to be painting cars, so it should be all fun and happy. So 10 cars. There's hair everywhere. My hair, cat hair, every hair. We're going to do this one by one. Maybe I didn't think this through too much. Oh no, chopsticks. Okay. Hopefully you can still see me. Not that you have to see me. So glue gun is here. We're just gonna glue the sides up and then the other side up and then put it together. It's a car. So the shots of the cars will be from this side and then just from the side. There won't be any detailed shots from it. They will all be in a darker color. So the wheels are just gonna pop on like this. Again, probably aren't even gonna see the wheels. Cardboard car. Just decoration for the whole thing. A bit less detailed than the alligators I made last time. Before talking about anything else, I just wanted to thank everybody who is watching my videos and who is supporting this channel. It means a lot. It's a small channel. It's only a couple of us here, but a good amount already. An amount when I had 10 followers, I didn't think I could ever, achieve. It is a slow process, but I see more and more of people who are interested and who come and join the fun, whatever this is. And it means a lot. There will definitely be more personal projects coming later on, more personal films especially, and just I really want to make my own films and short films, my own stop motions, and of course I'll continue with videos like this as well and bring you guys along. It means a lot, and that the last 2 videos in this format here, these late night talks and stuff, that they got 100 views each, yet it's just me talking. Means a lot. Even if you're here just for the first 5 seconds, it still means a lot. So thank you everybody, and thank you for joining. Okay, this one I do need a cut because it's not looking too good. Anyone else, when you cut with scissors, your teeth they press together? I don't know why. I'm just gonna make a couple of these now, and then maybe we can then start talking. Amazon. Not sponsored. Up. Here. So, originally I thought I had 10. Then I realized no, I only had 8. Now it turns out I only have 7. I think I lost one of these somewhere because I have the wheels for it, but I lost this. But it's okay, I don't need it. I can just use this. So of course the front and back are missing. That is normal. I have cut out pieces of cardboard just for that purpose. Cat hair everywhere. And then I'll just glue it like this. I thought of maybe making holes in them to put the lights in. There's lots of problem solving and stuff when it comes to stop motion animation or animation or film or anything really in general. So not really just stop motion animation. But yeah, I don't know if I would use After Effects and put the lights in, like, you know, in a way Photoshop them in, or just actually put lights in. I don't have red lights anyway, so if the shots will be from the back and the sides, so you would need maybe the red light from the back more so than, you know, the front light, because the front light we don't even really need. So maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just paint around it and make it seem like there's light inside. Add it later in post. But the limousine has, so the limousine will maybe stand out even more with its own lights. Recently, one of my hard disks crashed. My hard drives crashed, my external hard drives. And that happens, you know, whether it's because you drop them or because they get old or dust goes in or something happens to them and they just crash. They don't last forever either. One of mine crashed and stress. I had 2 videos on there that I was planning on posting online, but that's not even the most important part. The most important part was my commission project files. I had backup of them, so that was all fine. And of course, when it crashed straight away, my mind went to that, and I started getting stressed and cried even when I found out that my drive was not fixable. So I brought it in to get the files back, and the files were lost. You could, however, maybe bring it to someone to have it inspected, but then it will cost, there was an estimation of 900 euros for the analysis and retrieving the documents and also shipping and everything included. It's a lot of money for me. It's maybe very much worth it for bigger companies or people who have tons and tons of work on their hard drives. This one was relatively new. It just has some personal things on as well as some of the commission project works. But luckily, again, I had those all backed up when I started noticing there was problems with the hard drive, but I could still access it, I joked and said, oh, imagine if my hard drive crashed. And then right after that, the next time I plugged it into my computer, nothing. It just crashed. So don't joke about things. They could be dangerous. So that was a form of a lot of stress and also fear. I mean, when I thought that my commission project was over, knowing that it's almost finished, really. There's this set and then that's it. It was terrifying, and straight away I, of course, blamed myself for letting it happen, and I thought maybe I didn't have backup, so I blamed myself for not having backup. What type of creator doesn't have backup of their files? One, trust in yourself a little bit more. Don't be so cruel to yourselves. But yeah, it wasn't good, and it was very stressful, and there was no way to get my mind off of it. It was the weekend as well, so when I went to go get it repaired, at one point they couldn't do it during the weekends, so I had to wait 2.5 days to actually hear anything from them. And during those 2.5 days, I couldn't do anything else. I didn't want to do anything of the commission project or anything. I didn't even look at my laptop to see if I did have the files or not. It was just my panicking mind at that moment when the drive failed that I was like, oh no, the worst has happened. But sometimes maybe that's a lesson to take a step back and really think about it. And don't start panicking. Instead, maybe try to problem solve a bit. Try to solve a bit. If I had done that, then maybe I would have realized even sooner that I do have indeed everything backed up. And that's fine. All the personal files were lost though. But that's okay. They're old memories, and new memories come as well. Not knowing what to do, being completely, in a way, paralyzed by thought, not knowing what to think, what to do, how to advance from there. But yeah, there's of course bigger fears in life. Fears of everything. So many fears. So many fears. Fear itself is such a broad topic. But like recently some stuff happened with some of my neighbors, and that created quite a bit of fear. I had to help some of my neighbors, and I just realized after helping them, that I didn't know who they were. I didn't know if they were indeed my neighbors or not. And, you know, I started questioning things, and what if it was a setup, and what if they weren't actually my neighbors. And, you know, luckily when I went to help them, I closed the door behind me, and I only really trusted them when I saw that their apartment's door was open, which reassured me a little bit more that they are indeed from the building. But that as well, just uncertainties and overthinking as well. Sometimes it's good to overthink, I do believe that, but sometimes it's just so much and so tiring. So tiring. I don't know if a lot of what I'm saying is really making any sense this time. And I don't know if you can still see me, or if the camera is off, or if the mic is on. I don't know if I'm talking loud enough, or maybe talking too loud. I don't know. And when I don't talk, it's just silence, except for my fridge. There's no one here, except my cat, but she's sleeping. There's also the fear, especially recently. So normally I do this work, and I also do a bit of some other work. That other work today has finished, and I might start again in January time, but that's not completely 100% sure, I think. And that as well is a lot of fear, because my whole goal coming here was to be on my own, to do things, to be independent, all those things that I've spoken about in the first video. But I realized just today that I don't really have a plan B if this all doesn't work out. I'm here, of course, for the experience as well. For the experience, for learning to deal with myself again by myself and learning all those things. But it's also to start really focusing on these videos, or start focusing on my own personal work and making these short stop motion films as well. and hoping that all this works out, and that I can kind of start making a living with this work. Which of course now I realize, takes time. That's undeniable. It takes time, and lots of people who do short films and or these YouTube sort of content, they put so much time and effort inside, a lot of them. It just doesn't come straight away. You see those certain YouTubers or, social media people who post maybe 2-3 things and boom, they become a sensation and everything. I think that got into my head a bit. I was like, yeah, I'll just post this and this and everyone will come and watch me and it'll be okay. And then I can, stay here in Lyon for a little while longer. But I think it's good to dream. It's very good to dream, but it's also good to be a bit more realistic at times. So now maybe I'll have to get another job to support all this. Maybe start working in a bar again. In uni time, I worked in a couple of bars as a bartender, but also waitressing. So that is always an opportunity. My last bar job was where I started having panic attacks. So I hope that my brain doesn't relate bar jobs to panic attacks and that I can do it without panicking. But yeah, that we'll see. Yeah, to say all of this is really that fear that I had, especially today and also a couple of days ago too. That fear of failure. It's just present in everyone, in so many people, in all sorts of mediums and professions. Even if they're not doing a profession, there's also still that fear in students and in all sorts of levels in school, in life. There's always that fear of failure. I mean, that's nothing new at all. It's hard to deal with it, and I don't have the answer at all. I'm very much trying to learn to deal with that and trying to find, in a way, a path. Or when you grow up, you realize that you kind of have to write the path. Luckily, I get to do that as well. Some people don't. Some people get caught into what they're doing or they are dictated what they have to do, and that's what they do, of course. And I'm very grateful that I have the opportunity to think a bit and have this, at least this year or two, hopefully a year, to really think about what it is that I want to do. And also reorganize my life to think, how can I do this and succeed in the end? So very, very grateful. Before I came, there was this fear of never getting here. I thought that I wouldn't manage, that I would all of a sudden realize that I didn't want to come anymore, or I'd be too scared to do it. But then now it's the fear of having to leave and not succeeding in what I kind of wanted. Of course that happens. You can always talk to yourself, and the more I talk to myself about it, most of the time the better I feel. But it's not always the case. It's not always, every now and then you have to step back. I'm the type of person, and probably a lot of you are, who talks themselves into a state of mind from any sort of subject, and then talks themselves out of it, and then you're like, yeah, that's completely fine. And then after maybe even a couple of hours, you're back in the same state of mind, and you have to somehow find yourself out of it and talk yourself out of it again. I'm repeating my same worries, and then we have the exact same conversation about how to stop stressing about it. It's hard to get your brain to just, accept. Just stop worrying, relax. So I guess that's where all those breathing techniques and all those things come into play, because it's supposed to help you be more present. I think that's a big problem, being more, for me at least, to be more present. Because our brains like to wander. just realized that the audio was off for this section. I spoke 15 minutes and this particular mic was not working, so here are just some highlights of what I said with terrible audio, and then the video will continue with this audio, which is a little bit better, I find. So it's all going to be a very dark toned down color. So for example, if we have red, it's going to be a toned down red, if you can see that. There you go. And so on the sides will be the windows as well, and they will just be in black. I'm not going to do anything too fancy for that. I think it'll look good when the plastic glass thing, whatever it is, when that is placed also on the cars, so that there's some other sort of material and not just cardboard. 3 more cars left. 3 more cars left. I have painted them. I have given them the black tiles. I might start now painting the windows. I thought maybe the windows I could put more detail in it and cut it out and put some other stuff. But I can also just paint it black and then use a polish-like thing and put that in so that it seems like it's reflecting a bit more. I don't know if you can see this at all. Just a bit of red. It's nothing too interesting. But there you go. And then of course for the little, it's smiling. And that's the car basically. That's at least all I need for now for this project, for this particular thing. And then for the wheels, of course, for the wheels, we also need it to be a bit silver, so there you go. So here are the cars. So I don't know if you can see them very well. If I do this, can you see that? So I painted them at least on one side and did the back of most of them as well. I'm just gonna go in quickly now with some like shiny, some shiny, this thing that is supposed to varnish your work, your acrylic works, but I'm just going to quickly just dab it onto the car, but just give it, you see, a little bit of a shine. I don't know if you can see that, but just to give it a bit of a shine and make it look a tiny bit more real. And then I'm going to go into all of them and give all the little details, maybe make some rust in some little marks in some other ones, and just do that. So if you can see that at least a little bit, I don't know, just shining it up a little. Yeah, and so I just got a message as well that the screens that I've ordered, they weren't able to deliver, which is strange because I was here all this time. My phone is on. No one rang my doorbell thing. I thought I would be able to have everything now for to finish these cars off, but I guess I don't. So I don't know if this video was that interesting now, but I think of it with all these cars, and I hope that this was okay. And I don't even know really what I was talking about anymore. But hopefully I said something that was interesting. It is very late. Maybe I should make these videos as well when it's still a little bit more early, so that my mind is a bit clearer on certain things and I know a bit more what I'm talking about and what I'm doing. The future definitely holds more short films, definitely more short stop motion animations, more narrative film, fictional content, definitely. Maybe some other stuff too, like these videos all of a sudden popping up, maybe some more things like this. And I mean, I do enjoy doing these. I do enjoy watching them as well when other people create videos like this. So maybe a mixture of everything. It is very much an illustration of my own creative process and the whole stress of it all, and not knowing what to do and doing one thing, then doing the other, then doing the other, and mixing it all up. And yeah, very real, not very specific. So maybe this channel might have a bit of a harder time grabbing an audience because it's not very specific. The content seems to be changing a bit, but that's okay. It's I'll continue this way, and I won't just narrow it all down, at least not for now, because it's all part of the experimental process of it all. So this is it, really. This is what I'm gonna do, or all I can do really for today, and I'm also rambling, and yeah, and it's quite late already, so I'm gonna stop for now. These will be unfinished for now, and that happens. I can't finish a project every single night in these little chats. But we had good ramen, we did most of the work. If you can imagine, I'll put up maybe a photo of it all, or a little video so you can actually see, because this light isn't very good, especially since these are darker. I think it was quite a productive night, but now it's time to, well, put all these away and wash the brushes and go to bed. Thank you very much for joining tonight with me. If you've lasted this long, I mean, thank you, and hope I didn't ramble too much and that I said some sort of interesting things, or just provided good background noise as well. I think that's also very cool. So if you feel like sticking around and joining on this adventure as we figure all these creative things out, I would love for you guys to tag along. You can join by subscribing and liking and commenting as well if you like. I don't know. That's what people normally say, so that's what I'm going to say. So thank you, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Un coin tranquille, peut-être une île, vie indocile.